friends, welcome to my channel Snooze in 10. One request. Please subscribe to my channel before you put on your headphones, as you would be asleep at end of this video. Thanks. Now lie down. Remember, the channel promotes no video concept, only audio. Just a brief. Our idea here is: we engage your imagination gently. Activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Help you not to overthink when you close your eyes. Last but not the least, provide you emotional comfort. Let's begin today's story. The Train to Nowhere Fast. It was a quiet evening in a town. You might not find on most maps, small, sleepy, and soaked in the golden syrup of the setting sun. Time moved slowly there, like molasses in winter. The clocks never ticked too loud, and the people never moved too fast. It was the kind of place where the wind whispered more than it howled, and the stars always came out just on time. At the edge of this town, nestled among weeping willows and wild daisies, sat an old train station. Its roof sagged a little. Its paint had faded into pastels, and the wooden bench by the entrance creaked a soft welcome to anyone who sat down. It had long been forgotten by the busy world. No trains had come or gone in years, or so people thought. But every night, precisely at midnight, when the moon hung just above the tallest tree, a soft hum would fill the air. The rails would shimmer. The wind would hush. And from the distance, there would come the sound of a train whistle. Not sharp or urgent, no, it was a mellow, gentle tone, like a lullaby carried on steam. And then it would appear. The Train to Nowhere Fast. It wasn't marked by a number or a destination. No station master called it in. No one bought tickets. But those who needed rest the most, who carried tired thoughts and sleepy hearts, would sometimes find themselves standing on that platform, unsure how they got there, holding nothing but a sense of curiosity and calm. That's how it was for Lena. She had gone to bed that night, wrapped in her usual cocoon of blankets and weary thoughts. Her mind had been a maze all day, full of worries that led nowhere. But her sleep tiptoed in and pulled her gently into its arms. Lena found herself standing on the platform, barefoot, wearing a soft grey robe that felt like it was stitched from moonlight. The whistle blew again, low, soothing. And then the train rolled into view. It wasn't like the trains you see in the city. No rust. No rush. Its body was painted with deep midnight blues and hints of silver, as if it had caught pieces of the night sky in its design. Each window glowed faintly, not with electric light, but with a kind of inner warmth, like candlelight mixed with stardust. The doors opened with a whisper. Lena stepped inside. The car was long, gently lit, and completely quiet except for the soft hum of motion and the faint chime of something melodic, playing somewhere far off. The seats were wide and plush, upholstered in velvets of soft navy and dusk pink, and each one had a blanket folded neatly on it, as if waiting just for her. She chose a seat by the window, though she didn't know what she might see. The train moved almost instantly, but there was no jolt, just a sensation of floating. Like a feather caught in a lazy breeze. Outside, the world rolled by. But not like any world Lena knew. First came the fields of forgetfulness. Golden meadows under a violet sky, where dandelions floated upward instead of down. The wind carried no scent, only calm. Each blade of grass shimmered like silk, waving slowly in a rhythm, meant to slow your heartbeat and quiet your breath. Then the train passed over the bridge of gentle sounds, where music played from beneath the rails, soft harp notes, wind chimes, and distant lullabies, woven into the wheels. Even the train's whistle harmonized with the tune, adding a sleepy melody to the journey. Lena leaned her head against the cool glass. Her eyes fluttered, half closed. It felt like she was riding not on tracks, but on a stream of dreams. One that knew just where to take her heart. A soft voice came over the intercom. Not robotic, not demanding. Just a warm whisper. Next stop, the place between thoughts. Lena wasn't sure what that meant, but it sounded peaceful. She closed her eyes for a moment, and when she opened them, she found the train slowing. Outside the window was a wide expanse of pale mist. Shapes floated in and out of it, a paper boat, a sleeping fox, a lantern with no flame but still glowing. There were no houses, no people. Just the sense that this was where unspoken thoughts went to rest. The train did not stop. It simply glided through. And Lena realized something. Every mile the train moved forward, her mind became lighter. The tangled thoughts from her waking life, questions, worries, plans, all began to fade. Not disappear, not forcefully leave, but simply drift. Like autumn leaves, slowly letting go of the branches. She wrapped herself in the blanket provided, which smelled faintly of lavender and cool night air. A small pillow had appeared next to her, soft as a cloud. She rested her head, letting the rhythm of the train rock her gently. Another chime. Now approaching, the hourglass forest. Outside, trees grew upside down. Their roots reached for the stars. Their leaves whispered secrets. Time did not move forward or back here, it simply settled. Like dust in a sunbeam. The stars twinkled brighter now, but slower, as if blinking sleepily. One even fell gently from the sky, trailing a soft arc across the heavens, before settling into the soil and blooming into a flower of light. Lena felt her breath slow. Each inhale brought comfort. Each exhale released something heavy. The seat beneath her seemed to mold perfectly to her shape, supporting her in all the right ways. She wasn't alone, but she didn't feel watched either. She sensed others on the train, all passengers quietly surrendering their burdens, heading toward nowhere fast. There were no destinations here. Only the journey. Only the stillness that lay at the center of movement. The voice returned once more. Final stop, the gentle night. Outside the windows, the world was now a canvas of deep navy and soft silver. The moon hung low, resting, The stars blinked slower than before. A sea of clouds floated just beneath the train, glowing with hues of sleep, soft blues, muted purples, the palest of whites. And in the center of this soft world stood a station, not of wood or stone, but made of dreams themselves. Arches of memory, columns of calm. It didn't have a name, because it didn't need one. Lena closed her eyes again. But this time, she didn't reopen them. She let go completely. The train had brought her not to a place, but to a feeling. A place where nothing rushed. Where the mind was allowed to rest, to float. To be still. Back in her own bed. Far away in the waking world. Her body turned slightly under the blanket. Her breath was slow and even. Her fingers curled gently. A small smile touched the corners of her lips. She wouldn't remember the ride in the morning, not fully. Maybe a shimmer of light. Maybe the faint sound of a chime. But the peace would remain. The calm would stay. And perhaps, the next night, when the clock struck 12, and the world grew quiet once more, she'd find herself again on the platform, waiting for the train, to nowhere fast. Have a nice sleep, good night.